This is a demonstration of how to do sub-account statements in Wave. A sub-account statement is nothing more than a consolidated statement for one of your customers that lists a single line for each one of his jobs or sub-accounts, showing the total that's due for each one. Then that is followed by an individual statement for each one of your sub-accounts and their invoices. Sub-accounts and invoices. So this is a demonstration of how to do that. So go into the customer file. You'll need to set up a master builder account, and then each one of their sub-accounts will also be a separate customer. This allows you to set a different taxing authority if they're over in a different county or across a state line. So all the information is pertinent to that specific job or sub-account. Address, emails, all the information is independent. When you go into the master account, you want to first of all make sure that the statement type is a sub-account. So not open item balance forward, but a sub-account. Each one of the sub-accounts needs to be set up as sub-account as well. Then in order to group all the customers together in the master builder, go into the sub-account tab and add each one of your sub-accounts. That's done by selecting with a customer search, and then once you have it in the window, you add, and then it adds it to the list. When one of their jobs is complete, you just highlight it, delete it, and it takes it out of the account. Okay, so it's set up a separate customer for each of your master builders and each one of their sub-accounts. It is significant how the name and the sort name are organized. At point of sale, you want to set up the names in the sequence that you want your clerks to search. So if you type in AME Builders, it will list them in the sequence of the way you set up the name. So AME Builders is AME blank, so that comes out at the top. AME dash, and then it's sorted from there. You can see that I set up a tool account, and even though it starts with a T, it comes up at the top of the list because I put an extra space in there to get the tool account to come up with the master account. So you can manipulate how the sequence is presented at point of sale by how you organize the name. Likewise, the way you organize the sort name depends and determines how it prints the statements. So it's the sequence of printing the statements. So see, I actually got these sorted by last name of the job by making the names set up accordingly. So you can see each one of those. All right, also, the master builder should not have invoices assigned to it. The statement for the master builder should only contain the sub-accounts. So you may want to put a note in on that master builder to pop up at point of sale and tell them not to charge to the master account and to use the tool account or something else for doing their purchases. So when you go into point of sale, we're going to do a sale for AME, and then it lists them in sequence. If I try to list it, it says master account do not charge. We'll cancel, we'll go back and we'll do AME again, and then pick one of the sub-accounts. And from here, it's just a matter of putting the items on the ticket. Close out the ticket. And you'll see the invoice goes to that sub-account. Okay, all the invoices for the month end, we go into reports, month end, select statements, give it your statement date, use customer settings, or I could change it if I wanted to. I'm going to select sub-accounts. Again, you would still use these buttons just like always. If you do print in email, that's what actually posts it to the customer's record. It only lists the master accounts for getting these sub-account statements, so you won't have all the jobs intermixed in there. A statement prints. It first of all does the consolidated statement for the master builder. The invoice field here is used as the customer number for the consolidated statement. Since there's no invoices, those are blank. It lists each one of the sub-accounts and how much they owe for each one. The next page would have the first sub-account and his invoices, then the next sub-account and their invoices, and so on. So that's really all it is to setting up sub-accounts. There is one other thing. There is a way to do, instead of sub-accounts, you do ship-tos. For example, Lumberton City Payables. Now, a lot of cities are set up this way. School systems are set up this way, where the invoice always goes to this address, but the product goes somewhere else. So in that case, you go into the ship to, and then you could list all the different places that could receive a product. And let's just go in as an example for that. Lumberton City Payables. Oh, they're on COD. All right, then I go to ship to, and then I pick out which one I want this bill to go to. And then I put in the items. And when I'm done, complete the ticket. Oh, it's telling me I got to put in PO for the job, then complete the ticket. And there it has sold to and shipped to. And then if you want to, or if they need more information about that, there is a report in the accounts receivable section that summarizes all those purchases by the ship tos. Since the statement is not going to break it out, it sorts it by PO number. This will actually tell them and summarize by ship to location how much each one of those ship to locations has purchased that month. That's sub accounts and ship tos in Wave.